like to do as usual, them big boys over the whatever podcast, man. The delusion is real. Let's get it popping.
Okay. So he knows not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work, but I'm like, okay, let's see. And immediately I figured out like, oh, that's the reason why I don't date Russians, why I don't date white, like wherever.
So
Hey, you like what you like. It's beautiful. That's awesome.
Okay, so you're wifey material. But you have.
We're all wifey material.
Oh my God. We're all wifey material. Look at all of this right here. Look at all of that. Howard. And I don't know what she got going on with her forehead. Is that a tattoo? Is that a piece of jewelry? I'm not sure. Wifey material.
Hell yeah.
In different ways.
Amen.
In different ways.
Amen.
Yeah.
Preach.
For the specific man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Don't you think it's going to be hard to find a husband given that you have a child?
I don't think it's a problem. 100% no.
You don't think
not
it's
a problem.
well?
She said 100% no, I don't think it's a problem. She's never actually thought about this.
It might not be completely preventing you from finding someone, but you don't think that a lot of men look at a single mother and say, I'd rather date someone who doesn't have a kid?
So one thing, a year ago, I was
deadbeat.
like completely broke financially. I was in Houston and I already had like some followers on Instagram and people like, oh, I want to take you on a date, blah, blah, blah. And I'm good. I'm sitting at home with no money with a kid and like, okay, if you pay for a babysitter, we can go on a date. So I remember I put that video on TikTok and I'm like, I only date guys who's paying for babysitter because I has no money. So it's not like I'm trying to get money from you. So no, I take your money and I pay.
It's not like I'm trying to get money from you. You're literally telling the guy he has to pay for you he has to pay for your responsibilities just to be able to take you out on a date. This is not his responsibility. If you shouldn't be dating. Like, just straight up, you shouldn't be dating. You got a kid at home. What are you dating for? Okay. And let's just say, okay, let's just make the argument's sake that, okay, it's fine for you to be dating. I don't know how old our kid is or whatever, but let's just say for argument's sake, it's fine for her to be dating. How are you going to put the dude who actually is interested in you, how are you going to put him, the very first thing he has to do is fund portions of your life that you're unable to fund? If these roles were reversed and the dude was broke, okay, he didn't have a job or whatever, every woman on this panel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what is that, 6? Yeah. Every woman on this panel would say, if you're broke, you should not be dating. You need to get your money up. You need to get your status up. You need to get your life together before you can start dating women. Every woman would say that. And every man would say that too. If you're broke, dude, you shouldn't be dating, okay? If you're making the man have to, right out the gate, before anything else, he has to pay to fund your inabilities, right? That's a L. That's a fat L right there, but go ahead.
Pay for a babysitter, for real. So
Did it work?
yeah, every time. So I did it.
Wow.
Okay,
Bro,
can I say?
what the
Okay,
fuck?
can I
Because
can I
men are
continue the
stupid.
story a little bit?
Wait,
I'm gonna blow your mind.
One point of clarification.
Okay.
So you would match with guys would want to take you on
No,
a date.
no, it was not even on Tinder. I mean, I had
Okay,
Tinder.
but the question is, you would, if a guy wanted to go on a date with you, you would say yes, but you have to pay for the.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say. I'm like, I like you, that's cool, but I have a kid. I can't bring a kid to the date. It's not like what it like.
So you want the guy to pay for the, was it childcare? What was the term? A babysitter.
Babysitter.
Yeah.
Some guys they like, oh, you just can go outside while your kids are sleeping. We can just sit in a car. I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
I'm like, I respect myself. I want to like go on a date. I don't want to sit in a.
She said, I respect myself, okay? But you don't respect yourself enough to get a job to be able to support your kids so you got some money? Again, never mind the date part. I'm not saying so that you can go and date. Okay. I'm just saying you don't have any money. You can't afford a babysitter. You don't have a job like that. How much respect do you have for yourself? What are we talking about right now?
My car was talking with you.
Bro, that's
So, okay, one quick story. I'm going to blow your mind.
okay. Blow our minds.
Okay, so I did it for a while, like maybe 2 months or something, but I'm starting like getting money like slowly, and my Ukrainian friend just come to my place and we started living together because I like have to help her because the war started, blah, blah, blah. So, and we actually like both broken. I'm like barely paying my bills. And she obviously doesn't have documents, nothing.
She said we're both broken. She meant broke, but no, we can tell you're broken as well. Go ahead.
She just moved from Ukraine, and we like just made a business. So we basically go on Tinder. We're just looking for guys to go on a date with. We're saying that we need to pay for a babysitter $100, and we just share kids. So we she has a kid too. So she go on a date. The guy paying like $100 for a babysitter, and we just share this money to buy. We surviving, like buying a grocery, like just buying the basic shit at home, paying our bills. And then the next day, or like the same day, just another time, I go on a date with another guy. He's paying for. If someone who was on a date with me like a year ago, I'm so sorry. It was like for surviving.
She's not sorry. And she still does this. It's not like she did this once or twice. Like, no, women do this all the time. She's still getting her babysitters paid for her. She's getting her meals paid for her. She got her foodie calls. She's got her rides, her Uber, her Lyfts or whatever. You know what I mean? Like this is what these women do, right? And they're just all laughing. Ha 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 ha. Right? Using men for money with zero intention of spending any real time with them, of developing any real connections. No, they're doing this so that they can pay for their groceries, right? And these women are all laughing about it, right? But if this panel was filled with men, and these men were like, oh yeah, no, I have zero intention of doing being any part of this girl's life. I take her just strictly to this restaurant so I can get the box, and then I never talk to her again. And they're laughing about it. Yo, these women would be mortified, yo. And it's just the hypocrisy is real on how women don't care anything about men. But they want men to give a damn about them. It's rough, man. It's rough. Find yourself a good one. These ain't it.
So we did it like 1 month. It worked.
All because
really
a trash man wanted to leave her after she had a child. By the way,
The
that's
men
why.
did a good deed.
No. This is not because of one man. Her behavior is not because of one man. She's not treating every man that she interacts with like trash because of one man. She's doing it because she is trash. She's 100% trash. She should have never had a baby with some dude that could just leave her in the first place anyway and not participate, not pay. I mean, he's obviously not paying child support. You know what I mean? If she can't afford groceries, if she can't afford a babysitter, like there's obviously something else going on there. And you can look at her and tell that she's a dumpster fire, but y'all ain't gonna do that.
The end of the
Wait,
day.
so she's getting revenge on?
No, she's
not
just hustling. There's no
Did the
revenge.
dad
It's
want
hustling
to
and
leave,
getting it
or
where
did you want
can.
him
You
to
have
leave?
to pay for a babysitter.
Did the baby daddy want to leave, or did you want him to leave?
We broke up because he just showed up with like, oh, I actually married and have a kid. And I'm like,
He didn't just show up, oh, I'm actually married and have a kid. See, look at this face. Look at this face. Remember, guys, okay, these are decisions she made. She chose to have a kid with this dude, okay? Who are you kidding right now? Women, they love to put this onus on men so much, right? Like, oh, he just showed up and he just had a whole nother family and a blah, blah, blah. You didn't take not any time to try to learn anything about this dude. You're just having kids with guys and you don't know them. Like straight up. Very few men just have families on the side and just have random kids with random women that have actually vetted those men over a consistent period of time. No, this is all your fault, and you can blame it on the men. So, and so she's using this opportunity now to treat every other man like trash, right? And this girl, would you say, oh, this is just, it's her hustling? No, it's her hustling men. Like, it's not like she's out there making moves. It's not like she's out there trying to get the bag. No, she's hustling men. And again, if this were men doing this to women, y'all would be tripping.
No.
Oh, okay. So we're
Oh.
broken up. He's like, no, I want to be together. I was like, hell no.
Wait, one question. The guy you have a kid with,
Yeah.
how long did you know him before you had the kid?
So we met on. So we
2
was
weeks,
together
3
like
weeks?
five or 4 months. Then we broke up for like 5-6 months, and then we like had randomly sex, and then I got pregnant.
So-
Oh, thank you. Thank you for at least telling the truth. Okay, so you were with the dude for 5-6 months, on off, right? Dating. I assume he probably even lived in another country, because it sounded like he lives in another country, or maybe it was in Ukraine or whatever. You know what I mean? So the point is that she didn't have consistent time with him over those 5-6 months, right? They didn't move in together. They didn't do whatever, and then they broke up. Okay, they broke up for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe she'll get into it or whatever. And then we had sex one time and I got pregnant. Yo, what's wrong with you? And how do you not take any accountability for any of this? You gonna blame him for that? Like you can't blame a dog for wanting a bone. But if you walking around with pork chops hanging around your neck, man, that's
It's like a one night stand after you got back to. You didn't even get back together.
We didn't. Well, no. I was like, I'm so boring. I'm like, I don't
We
want to
can tell.
have sex with a random person.
Okay, I don't want to make a bunch of fun of her, right? Because obviously her English is broken. She means that she was so bored with him, right? Not that she was boring. I mean, she was probably boring too, but whatever. You know what I mean?
I'm not this kind of person.
So,
like,
okay.
it's better to just, you know,
With someone you know.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
with the
We've all
ex.
been there.
So-
I was just too
Yeah.
stupid to like not control it.
So you were hustling men on
Accountability. Accountability right there for the first time ever. I was just too stupid to. Yes, you were. That whole relationship was dumb. Good for you, girl. Good for you. At least you owned up to that shit.
babysitters with your girlfriend.
No, not a girlfriend. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Well,
Friend.
with your girlfriend.
Friend.
Fr-
Yeah.
your
I don't even
female
have a
friend.
kid, but I might try that. Kind of genius.
Is there more? Is there more to that story, or?
Oh my god.
No, we just like no, we did it for 1-2.
I'm sorry. Stop it again. The clown show. I don't even have a kid, but I might try that. See, these women, man, like why do y'all let this fly? And the fact that Brian doesn't stop that and be like, hold on a second. So you just sitting there talking about straight robbing dudes, lying to them and robbing them of money, right? Based off of this supposed interest that you have in them. Y'all would not be okay with men doing this. Men just lying to you, telling you all kinds of shit, you know what I mean? Using his homeboy's Bugatti and blah, blah, blah. Y'all would be pissed, man. Especially if they were sitting in a podcast just, oh yeah, I lie to women all the time. Yep, I tell them all kinds of bullshit. Yeah, I borrow my homeboy's bank receipts, you know what I mean? And just leave them in the car and da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, y'all would be flipping out right now. Flipping out. This is not cool, man, but whatever.
2 months, we like sometimes she bring more than $100 because she's smart. She's like,
She'd ask for more.
yeah, it's like she just explaining the basic situation, like, hey, you know, I just left my country because there's war there, so I'm on a date here trying to, you know, just entertain myself, get help. And some guys like, oh, I can give you like $500.
That's wait. So okay.
And we're like basically paying our bills, grocery, and sometimes
She's
like,
from Ukraine.
yeah.
So was she justifying her fraud because she was fleeing from war?
I mean,
It's just like, bro.
Broke
this
men
is-
do the same thing, by the way. They find women and they just live off of us. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, perhaps.
This is all your fault. This is all your faults. What do you mean broke men do the same? They just find women and live off of us. If a broke man can live off of you, I mean, that's on you. Okay? That's on you. If you're letting some chump just live off of you for extended periods of time, like what is going on there? Like, you're falling in love with what you hear and not with what you see, apparently. The dude in this case, he doesn't even get the opportunity. Like, there's no time frame there. We're talking about the first date, one date, and then you never see him again, right? Like, like this is fraud, but let's keep it moving.
Perhaps in rare instances, but
No,
women are
heavy
finessing
instances,
women.
not rare at all.
Women are finessing men like this much more than men are
Men
finessing
used to
women
pay our
like
bills
this.
back in 1900s. We used to have babies and then stay home for like 5
Hell
years. and we
yes,
were
I
fully
agree
taken
with
care of.
her.
Except the feminists came
No
by
one
and they're like,
taking
oh my
care.
This woman doesn't even know what she's talking about. You watched a bunch of movies and then you think da 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 da. Like no, no, you can't keep doing that. And none of that is finesse. That's not finesse. Okay, if back in the day, however long ago, if women met a man, okay, and he paid all her bills, she stayed home, she took care of the kids, right? He wasn't out there paying other women's bills. He's not out there finessing other women. Was he getting some sex? Like maybe, but for the most part, he's out there busting his ass to afford the roof over your head. Like, come on, man. This is modern dating shit. This is feminism telling women that men are trash and that they should use them for everything that they can and that they don't matter and that their feelings matter more than facts.
Care
we
of the
need to
kid.
work too. Damn
Yeah,
feminists.
so-
But that's what
Wait,
happens.
so you're against feminists?
No, feminists is just for
I-
women.
We're not against.
Right,
it's
but-
just turn up in the wrong direction.
Feminism
You know, it
all
just
started
flipped
for
around real
bullshit.
quick.
No,
and now
that
we
was
gotta
all
work our way
planned.
back.
I'm sorry, I gotta pause that because all I heard was I mean, like, why are all of you talking at the same time? All of you, and not saying anything. Like, just calm down. Sorry, that was like a lot in my ears just now. Sorry.
Let's go back to when the men were taking care of us. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
I mean,
We
We
would
have no
love
rights,
that.
but at least we don't-
We would love that. To be clear, the men would absolutely love that. To go back to a time where we got to take care of our women and our women weren't trash. They weren't dumpster fires. They could actually put together a household. They actually cared about their men, their families, their children, right? They weren't out there slanging their A on Instagram, selling starfish for $4.99 on OF, right? Using men for $100 bags of groceries and babysitters and blah, 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 blah. Like, if it's going to start somewhere, it has to start here. It can't start with the men. The men are already doing what you require of us. You require us to take you out on dates and, drop the bag and be this and that and boo boo. Like, men do what they have to do in order to attract women. Y'all set the standard. So if y'all act like dumpster fires, then we just bring in a match, okay? But if you come through with some morals, some standing, some actual requirements, some boundaries, right? You don't present yourself like a hoe. You're not loud. You're not crass. You don't have a terrible attitude towards life, men, and everything else around you. Like, if you were actually making these changes, men would adapt to that 100%. Every man, if women required it, every man would take women out on 10, 15 dates before they got to sleep with them. They would invest into them. They would, they wouldn't be cheating on them. They wouldn't be, if women actually require that stuff, but y'all don't. Y'all just want the fake Louis.
But we should.
I
still
don't
be
want
able
to
vote
make
for our
money.
fake
I want to
government.
raise my kids. I want to make a business just for a hobby. I don't want to go and make an OnlyFans, to be honest. I never had an OnlyFans. I never had
Wait,
even an
repeat.
idea.
You don't want to be honest? What did you mean?
I said I want to be honest. Like, I don't want to
Oh.
have OnlyFans. Like, I do that just because I need to survive.
This is not true. This is not true. And that's why she's smiling and this girl's looking over to the side. This is all cap right here. You don't do OnlyFans just to survive. That's not why you do it. You do it because it's easy. It's easy and it's not hard. Okay? Because you could go and get a job. Like, you can go and get a job. Okay? You don't have to be out here finessing men. You can go get a job, But you know what? It's not easy. It's not easy to go work 8, 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day. It's not easy living on a wage, minimum or slightly above. That's not easy. You're not getting all this. These tattoos right here cost money, yo. Those tattoos on her face and her neck and whatever and her arm and all that stuff, that costs money, yo. Okay? You want that. You choose that over the things that you're talking about. If you weren't out here just sleeping with dudes who were married and had kids already, if you actually vetted them, if you did all these things, right, you would be in a much better position than where you are right now. The reason why you're here is because of the decisions that you made. Don't say that you don't want to do it. I don't want to do any of this. I have to sell my, on OF. That doesn't make any sense, man.
Okay, how much money did you make from this little scheme with you and your girlfriend?
Oh, we didn't count. We just, again, like our grocery, we like eat pretty good. Like I just eat it clean. When I say pretty good, I mean clean diet, healthy stuff, but not crazy. So we just pay the grocery.
Clean diet, healthy stuff, not crazy. If you guys listen to these podcasts on a regular note, you'll know that the biggest argument that a lot of these people make is healthy food costs way more than cheap food. McDonald's and Burger King is cheap, but salads are so expensive. Like you hear that all the time. So, where's the argument?
And my bills was one.
Do you see how innocent she is? This is purity right here.
Not if she's finessing men.
What?
Yes, it is.
What? What? Oh, man. What are you talking about? You see how innocent she is? This is purity right here. This is the complete opposite of innocence, purity. This is none of that.
Not innocent.
Yes, it
God.
is. She's pure.
Wife
Why is it
material,
okay
by the
when
way.
guys-
Wife
Pure
material, by the
trash.
way.
Using our bodies
Yeah,
to
why is
get
it okay
what
to
they
be a
want.
fuckboy, but
Yeah.
she can't?
But
be
it's
like,
okay for her
"Pay
to-
for me."
But it's okay for her
Why
to
are
commit.
men allowed to
So I
cheat all
can
the
help.
time?
I don't force you to
Who
give
said they're
money.
allowed
I
to
was like,
cheat?
that's my
Men
situation.
cheat all the
If you-
time.
like that's my situation.
That's a general
if you really want to
statement,
help
though.
me,
Real statement.
I'm receiving that. It's the same like
It's not. You're not being honest. You're not saying help me. You're not doing any of that, because what she just said is her and her friend, wherever she is, right? They both have kids. She tells them she needs $100 for a babysitter, and then her friends watch her kids, and then her friend does the opposite. Like, you're bagging that $100. That's fraud. That's not. You're not pure. You're not telling him, oh, I need help. Like, no, you're not. Get a job, yo. Get a job. If this was a dude, again, we just did the one with the other chump on the whatever podcast, yo. Get a job, man. What is up with these people? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but you see, it's one thing for you to, on your own, since the child is actually yours, to first off, it's more a criticism on the men that they would actually agree for a first date to pay $100 for a babysitter.
Facts.
I mean, that's an L as a dude. That's kind of on them.
Chivalry. I don't think it's
No,
an L
that's a
at
fucking
all.
L on
You
them.
think the men
Guys,
don't come with
hold on.
baggage?
Guys, this is why you don't date single mothers. But okay.
Chivalry is not paying $100 for a babysitter. Chivalry is opening the door. Okay. Chivalry is walking on the side where there's traffic. All right. Not throwing dollars at you. That's not chivalry. That's charity, yo.
Okay, so
Wow.
So
Don't date single mothers if you're not interested in that. Everybody has
And you
different
don't date
things.
single
Yeah.
mothers
Yeah.
if you're broke.
I actually prefer choosing the guy who
She
already
said it. She said it. Don't date single mothers if you're broke. This is what it really means, okay? First of all, men, and again, why is she dating if she's broke? Why does she get to date being a single mom if she's broke? But look at the hypocrisy. But a man shouldn't date a single mother if he's broke, right? The hypocrisy over here is real, okay? They don't care. They don't make sense, all right? And this is just what it boils down to. She should get a job. She should take care of her kid, right? And that be that. And he's absolutely right. Men, especially if you don't have any kids, you shouldn't date single mothers. Why? It's a total L for you. There is no upside. If you take two women, everything being equal between these two women, one has a kid, except one has a kid and one does not. The one with the kid is a total L. It's just a man putting in his time, resources, money, his attention, right? His feelings, his heart, all that, putting it all towards the mother and the child, right? It's not like you can separate the two. The child, 100% is going to get all that. You know what I mean? You're going to be investing in that kid. You're going to be paying for food. You're going to be paying for electricity. If you guys moving together, you're paying for a room. You're taking her to school. You're teaching her stuff. You're paying for her extracurriculars. When she cries at night, you're going to be there. You're reading her books. You know what I mean? You're teaching her math. Like whatever it is, you're doing all this stuff. And then the minute The minute this one here finds a new man, gets mad at you, levels up, like whatever her situation is, the first thing to go is the kid. And you have zero recourse, no legal, no rights, no nothing to that. Your entire investment gets up and walks away, right? Fuck your feelings, fuck your heart. Doesn't matter how much time, how many books you've read to her, what you've invested in her. None of that matters, because as soon as the mom feels like like she is not getting from you what she wants from you, then she doesn't care about you and the child's position, because you're not the father. Total L. Total L. I would love for a woman to actually make a real argument. I haven't heard a real argument from a woman on why a man should be, what the benefits are of being with the single mother. Some of these women will say, oh, she's got snacks. Like, for real. Like, that's the argument. Crazy.
He has a kid, so he know what is that. So
They
I
know
don't have to explain like,
responsibility.
oh, I'm not sleeping tonight because my kid has a fever or something.
Okay,
so
but-
I'm like, love to date
Once you
with the
get
guys
to 30,
with him.
35, don't you think a guy is looking for more of a woman who's like ready to settle in, settle down?
She doesn't need to have a kid in tow.
I
to
think
And no, he's not. Once a man gets to 30, 35, 40, that is his peak. On average, more than likely, he is his peak financial stride. He's hitting his peak knowledge stride, his emotional stride, right? Like he's learned a lot. He's been through the hardships that has developed him as a man. That's not, he's been through trauma. Men don't want that in their woman. The only way a 35-year-old man is going to want a 35-year-old woman is if she's spent the last 15 years like separated from society, yo. Nobody want the other girl, that girl right there, the other girl that we were just talking about, she comes with a whole lot of baggage, trauma, and again, she's willing to commit fraud on dudes like what makes you the guy, what makes him so special that she's not going to be willing to do the same shit she's been doing with all these other guys to him at some point, right? Maybe not in the beginning, but at some point. And that's not an insecurity. That is reality. You don't have any moral standing. So why would I believe that you are suddenly developing this now?
I
Do
think men
that.
need to have
Usually
children, or
that
at
makes
least a
her
dog.
personality
Show them some
already,
responsibility.
you know.
No, single mothers are typically, look, if you want to date a
Depending
single
on
mom,
age,
that's great, but
really.
I think it's a bad bet if you don't have kids as a guy, or even if you do have kids as a guy.
Okay, like it's so easy. I'm in Houston. I'm like super broke. I'm like immigrant. So in Houston, I has no friends, no family, all my family in Russia, no people to help me. And I'm sitting, I'm good at home. I'm trying to figure out my shit. I'm trying to make money. And then some guys just DM me like, oh, I want to take you on a date. I'm like, cool. If you want, you can pay. If you don't want, I'm good with that. It's not like I text them
Can
first.
I say something? I love that you said that if a guy pays $100 for
Guys, copy and paste that. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I love that you said that it's a L for a guy if he pays for a babysitter to go out on a date with her. However,
It
a
is.
guy that pays somebody's for her nails, for a Gucci bag and all that, that's a freaking L, because
I think that's an L too.
that's an L.
That's an
Not
L.
to go and pay for a babysitter to go.
It is an L. It is an L. If you're a chump who's paying for some girl's nails, lashes, bags, whatever, and that's not your girl, like you're a simp, straight up, 100%. She's making an argument for like for something that's almost worse, okay? But if it's your woman, okay, if you've invested time, she's invested time in you, you guys are emotionally whatever, you know what I mean, you've been going through the rigmarole or whatever, like a man wanting to treat his woman, that's not an L. That doesn't make any sense, right? If you're in a relationship, men want to treat their women, especially if men are doing well, like you want your woman to be on your level, right? But the single mother situation is a completely different situation. And to be clear, single dads are not the same as single moms, because a single mom's not going to come into a relationship with a single dad and then take on all the financial burden, all the provider and the protector aspects and stuff required to raise that kid. No, a single dad's going to be like, well, okay, yeah, we can, we can do the thing. I'd like to be in a relationship with you, but to be clear, this is my kid, and she's got her own mom. More than like that's what's going to happen, right? He's paying for all her stuff. He's not asking you to come in and pay for $100 dates. That's never going to happen. Name me one situation where a man was like, "Oh, I would love to go out on a date with you, but I got my kid. I need a babysitter. If you could pay $100 for her to have a babysitter, then we could go out on a date." That stuff doesn't happen. It's not the same. We are not the same. So quit trying to do that.
Out with the woman.
Men do not listen. These are all dubs.
I
These are
agree,
all
bro.
dubs.
Yeah.
Pay for the nails.
I mean,
pay
I
for
think
the-
it shows.
I don't. I'm a Suze. I don't do nails.
I think
I'm
everybody
like
is
super, I
different.
don't have a makeup.
I think
don't
it shows
need,
he really
like,
cares about you. You know, if he's gonna do that, he's really interested. Like he wants to take you out.
Really it just
Like,
shows
like
He wants to go out on a date with you. First of all, most men just want to sleep with you. Like that's the bottom line. And if he's gonna pay $100 for your babysitter and you sleep with them, well, then I guess that's a financial transaction right there. Okay, him wanting to pay or him paying $100 for a babysitter doesn't mean he really cares about you. He doesn't even know you. You just met him on Tinder. What are you talking about? He doesn't know you. He doesn't care about you. He's just trying to get to know you. And in order to do that, it's got to cost him $100 to be able to even see if you're a dumpster fire or not. Make it make sense, yo.
guy
that
really has
this
to be
person
interested to
wants
do that.
to know me, and
If
I
you were
gotta
being
put
honest.
like I gotta give more energy to this person.
Men have everything.
You just said, she just says she don't even care, right? She's not looking for any of that. She's trying to do da. So you're like, you're, and again, you've already admitted to fraud, right? That you were just collecting $100 or whatever from this dude. Like,
At their
sense. I see
fingertips.
your
You guys
face,
have
it makes
women at your
sense.
fingertips. You guys don't have to do anything basically
Yeah.
besides work.
Well, you're not going to like my take on even who should pay for the first date, but I'll come to that
Oh
later.
no, we already talked
So-
about this.
So just to,
Woman should pay for the first date for what?
Wait, can we just go there now?
Split the
You
bill.
already
she said for what? Because we're equal, remember? Because equality, because feminism, because you got your own bag, remember? Look at your face right now. No man wants to be with this, like straight up. You can't sit there and make an argument for one thing and then say on the opposite end, what do you mean? Like, yo, you guys fought for this stuff. And when you little lady here, charge men $100 to go out on a date, which you're never going to sleep with them. You're not interested in them. Like, we know this, okay? When you're doing that, okay, men are going to get tired of that, and they're going to say, I'm not paying a damn thing. I'm going to take you on a coffee date. We're going to go walking on the beach. I'm paying for gas. That's it. And you know what? That's what all men should do. Because if a woman is genuinely interested in you, like, none of that's going to matter. She wants to spend time with you. She's not worried about how much money you're spending on her. As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. A woman who's really, really, really interested in you, who has genuine desire for you, she doesn't want you to just spend all your resources willy-nilly. She's thinking about the future. A woman who really cares about you, who wants to be a part of your life, who sees the two of y'all progressing on to the next level, she's going to feel awkward about you spending a bunch of money on her. She's going to be, she'll even say something like, hey, baby, don't worry. No, let's just do this. Let's stay in tonight. Let me make you dinner. Let's chill, right? Because she knows it takes time, effort, energy for you to make that money. And that money can be better suited towards something for you guys, right? Family trip, houses, retirement, children's college fund, like whatever. Like, but these women, they don't think about that. That's like the furthest thing from their mind, right? They ain't ready to settle down or do all these things or whatever, which I understand. Hey, your dumpster fires, it's cool. Like, you want to sell your stuff on OnlyFans and you want to, charge men, blah, 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 this and that. That's why none of these are quote unquote wifey material, as they were saying, because none of these women think like a wife does. And a wife thinks about more than herself. She thinks about her family. She thinks about her family's resources, their future, their capabilities, right? Like, that's what wifey material is. Oh, man. You know what? I'm not even... We're just going to stop it right there. Hey, the Whatever Podcast, man. I love this show. These guys always have great conversations with some of these crazy women. They get into these arguments and these women try to make their points and stuff. And in the future, like they're gonna learn. This woman's gonna sit there, maybe she gets wiped up. Good luck to her. But in the future, they're gonna look back on some of this stuff and go, "Oh my God, what in the hell was I thinking?" And now it's too late. Hey man, Steel Bill, thanks for watching my content. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. I'm out of here. Peace.